Alright, make sure you like this make sure you leave them comments, and don't be a hater. If you're feeling my videos, hit the subscribe button. Alright, you guys, right now I'm just chilling by my motherfucking job right now. I'm getting to go home in a minute. So I just feel like talking about boxing. Let's talk about this real shit. For those of you guys that have been living under a motherfucking rock, the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz fight is finally fucking official. And I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I see ways that both fighters could win this fight. You know, I've been watching a couple of Luis Ortiz fights lately, and Luis Ortiz is not a bad fighter at all. I think Luis Ortiz has scary power. You know, he showed that several of times. But I think that Luis Ortiz, he get off mostly by being ducked. And I give fighters a lot of credit for being ducked, because it's not your fault that fighters are ducking you. That's one reason I never really got on Triple G about not fighting the best fighters, because a lot of the best fighters was ducking Triple G. So what the fuck can we do? Same shit with Errol Spence. But you guys, this fight right here, man, this is going to be a blockbuster fight right here, because any man can go. Both of these guys have scary power, and you could debate that Luis Ortiz is a more scarier fight for Wilder than Anthony Joshua. That's another video though, because I know a couple of people out there will try to debate me that they don't believe that's true or whatever. But I'm not going to say whether it's true or not. I'm just saying it's very debatable. But with that being said, you guys, this fight is a scary fight, man. This fight could arguably be fight of the year. This fight could arguably be the best fight of the year. They're both undefeated, both super hard punchers. You know, I would probably say Luis Ortiz might hit harder than Wilder. But understand this, Wilder has better one-shot power, if you know what I mean. When I get home, I've been watching a lot of Luis Ortiz fights lately. When I get home, I'm finna check out another fight from Luis Ortiz. What fight I want to check out? I think it was Luis Ortiz versus... I'm gonna just watch the David Allen fight back. And Wilder, shit, ain't much fights to watch from Wilder, except for the Bermane-Stavern fight. That's the only person Wilder really fought. And you can check out the Gerald Washington fight as well. But you guys, I'm so antsy about seeing this one, man. And it's not far at all. September, October, November, that's 3 months away. This is a great year of boxing, you guys. But fuck all the bullshit. I think I got everything I want to say out the way. Let's get into this motherfucking prediction. Because at first, I ain't gonna lie, man. If you'd have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would be picking Wilder without a shadow of a doubt. But now that I really, checked out Luis Ortiz, and I checked out a few of his fights. Like, don't get me wrong, I see Luis Ortiz fight several people. But Luis Ortiz is a problem, yo. Luis Ortiz is southpaw. Luis Ortiz has scary power. I'm telling you guys, I really do think Styles make fights. Luis Ortiz, his plan and his goal is to stop Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and he can make that happen. If he gets past Wilder, he will be a mandatory for AJ. Yo, man, this fight right here, man, is very dangerous fight for Wilder, yo. I don't want to hear no excuses. Wilder's taking the person that nobody wants to face. Now let me give you guys the unbiased opinion when it comes down to this fight. Prediction / winner. Let's get into it. You guys know how I do my comparisons. Who's the faster fighter? I don't give a fuck what none of you guys say. I do not think Luis Ortiz is slow, but I definitely think that Wilder is faster than Luis Ortiz. I definitely think that. Especially when Wilder gets into Wilder mode, when he starts to really let his hands go, that's when you really see that motherfucking speed, alright? So I'm gonna definitely get that one to Wilder. Without a shot of a doubt. Let's just keep it real. I think Wilder's quick. He don't show it. He don't show off his hand speed as much. Yes, Wilder is sloppy, but Wilder, he gets his punches to land. With that being said, speed goes to Wilder, man. Foot speed, I would say Wilder, even though they both don't use their feet very much, which is blasphemy to me. But if I had to give it somebody, I would say Wilder. Let's keep his train rolling though. Boxing ability, Luis Ortiz, and that's the problem that Wilder. That's one of Wilder's biggest problems he could have in this fight is that Luis Ortiz can box, man. Seriously. And he's very patient with his punches as well. That being said, you guys, that one without a shot of a doubt go directly to Luis Ortiz. I mean, I think that one's a non-debatable if you ask me. Hit this water real quick. Y'all know how I do. Your boy love when I hate one. Man, I'm excited about this fight right here, man. Let's keep this train rolling though. Gotta hit the water when we're talking these facts. You guys know how I say it. Okay. What do we have next? The chin. Chin factors. This one is very hard to detect because even though we never really seen Luis Ortiz shaking up like that, and we've seen Wilder shaking up a few times. Even a few people have told me that Wilder's been dropped twice in his pro career. I'm not aware of that. I would love for somebody to send me a link, and I'm not talking about when he was in Russia. That fucking shit don't count to me when Wilder was skinny as a fucking toothpick. But other than that, man, let's keep this train rolling. Where was we at? I said boxing ability. I have to give that directly to Luis Ortiz. But chin, yo. Like I told, that's where I was at. Chin, this one is a good one. Yo, Wilder has a chin, in my opinion, because Eric Molina didn't stop him. Chris Arreola didn't stop him. Bermane Stabern, Gerald Washington has a little punch on him. Yeah. Deontay Wilder has faced some punchers. If anything, I feel that. Damn, man, this fight right here is hard to pick. But being that Deontay Wilder has faced the better competition than Luis Ortiz, for that reason alone, I will most definitely have to say that Deontay Wilder has shown his chin against better competition, you guys. That's just a fact. I mean, motherfuckers can say what they want. It's just a fucking fact. But let's keep this train rolling, yo. So, Luis Ortiz, I mean, I would have to slightly give that one to Deontay Wilder, man. Even though Luis Ortiz have a chin as well. But Deontay Wilder might expose that chin. Let's keep this train rolling, though. Who has more power? Now, this is the fucking good one. Now, you know what? Before I get to power, let's talk about the conditioning. Who has the better conditioning out of these two fighters? I will probably have to say, Deontay Wilder showed he has pretty good conditioning, but Luis Ortiz showed he has pretty good conditioning as well. But I think they both have a couple things to prove when it comes down to their conditioning. But if I had to give it to somebody, I would say Deontay Wilder, man. Deontay Wilder, he just seemed like when he fought Bermane Stabern, he just seemed like he was out of gas, not one bit. When he fought Chris Arreola, that fight went pretty late. He just seemed like he was out of gas or concerned for air or no shit like that. That's another reason I might have to favor Deontay Wilder. But I could say that one's a draw. But if I had to pick somebody, Wilder. Let's get into the main shebang bang. Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder when it comes down to power. Both of these guys have tremendous power. I remember one time people was playing around discussing that what if Luis Ortiz fought David Allen? Man, Luis Ortiz will kill David Allen. You know, this fight right here is a scary fight. The person that has more to lose is Deontay Wilder, man. Luis Ortiz could possibly fuck up the fight with Anthony Joshua and Wilder, man. Fuck up a big money fight. You know, let me tell you guys this. I think that Luis Ortiz has crazy power, but I think Wilder has better one-punch power. I mean, fuck around fighting Wilder, you could really end up being on a stretcher and on your way to fuck on out of there. But you guys, you know, I'm really, how they say it in the UK, I'm gutted right now, man. I really am gutted because it's like I want to pick Wilder, but it's like, man, it's like Louis, it's hard, man. Let me tell you this, man. And I try to leave race out of it when it comes down to boxing, but them Cuban motherfuckers can fight, yo. And they can box. And it seemed like all Cubans can punch. It's like Cubans is all, it's like if you think about it, Regendow. It's like they can box and punch. Eric Landy Lara, he can box and punch. I mean, this is just real talk. Luis Ortiz can box and punch. Wilder is dealing with a problem right now, and I really do think he could possibly be a more problem than Anthony Joshua. I know you guys can't see me right now, but you guys know I edit shit. Man, yo, but the person with the, I think power, you could probably say power is even. But then again, you would probably have to edge Wilder because I would think he has the better one-punch knockout power, you guys. And these are just facts. But is that the deciding factor of the fight? No, it's not. It's definitely not the deciding factor of the fight. But let me tell you this: being that Luis Ortiz is southpaw and Deontay Wilder, you know him being, we all know what his money punch is, the straight right hand, and we all know the southpaws out there is susceptible to the straight right hand. You guys, I'm breaking this fight down thoroughly. Casual boxing talk, I'm gonna talk about breaking down the fight. Listen, let's go back to this shit. So that straight right hand is gonna be landed on Luis Ortiz, guys. But Luis Ortiz could possibly outbox Wilder because I'm quite sure. The thing is, Wilder only needs that punch to land one time, you guys. He only needs it to land one time to have your leg shaking, and then you're gonna see Luis Ortiz in Wilder mode. But the overall better fighter out of the two is actually Luis Ortiz. Why? Because Luis Ortiz does everything. Wilder probably does a couple of things better, like hand speed. But the difference between the two is Luis Ortiz, he has smart speed, yo. Deontay Wilder has stupid speed. Yes, Deontay Wilder has stupid speed. But like I always tell you guys, the problem with that is stupid speed can hit harder. Like I told you guys, that's one of the main advantages when it comes down to stupid speed, because you are putting everything in it. Smart speed, yeah. Smart speed is powerful as fuck. But stupid speed, we all know that Wilder, that's stupid. Come on now, we all know when you young, you remember how when you young and the motherfucker be like, man, that motherfucker swing wild as fuck, but all he do is put his hands down and swing, but one of them wild motherfuckers land, it's over for you. That's what I mean, you guys, when I'm talking about stupid speed. Now, Deontay Wilder has stupid powerful speed. So that could be a problem for Luis Ortiz. But Luis Ortiz, this is a fight that I can see going to the distance. Cause Luis Ortiz, he could possibly outbox Deontay Wilder. But even if he outboxed Deontay Wilder, I could see, Deontay Wilder without Heyman, I could see Deontay Wilder still getting that decision. If it goes to the scorecard, Deontay Wilder gonna win. Let me tell you guys that right now. But my problem is with Luis Ortiz, I feel like Deontay Wilder has a more tested chin out of the two. That's a fact. So that alone will be a good deciding factor when it comes down to me. Because I don't know if Luis Ortiz hits that hard than Bermain Stabern. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. And Wilder was able to take all Bermain Stabern shots. So with that being said, I'm not going to just put all my money on Luis Ortiz's chin. Because we just not fucking sure, y'all. Alright, people? So I broke this fight down thoroughly. Now let's get down to my winner. Yo, man. Let me see. I can see Deontay Wilder landing that right hand. But I can see Luis Ortiz finding ways to avoid the right hand as well. But all Deontay Wilder needs is one time. And if I would have just seen Luis Ortiz fight against a couple more punchers, like maybe a Vladimir Klitschko, things around those lines, then I will be picking Luis Ortiz. If I could just see his chin tested by a couple more people, I will be picking Luis Ortiz to upset Wilder. Yep. Because Wilder has a problem on his hands because Luis Ortiz can do everything. I mean, my only thing is I have not seen Deontay. But I have not seen Luis Ortiz chin get really tested. I mean, somebody let me know. Somebody in the comment section, please let me know. When have we really seen Luis Ortiz get cracked with a real punch? Now, we're going to see him get cracked with a real punch in this fight, but can he handle that real punch? That's why I can't pick Luis Ortiz. Now, if I see Luis Ortiz get past a Bermain Stabern, I will be picking Luis Ortiz to beat Deontay Wilder, you guys. But being that I haven't, and I'm not willing to risk it. I'm not willing to risk betting on Luis Ortiz if I haven't seen that chin tested yet. I mean, that's a fact. That's for anybody that fight Wilder. How the fuck you gonna fight Wilder if your chin is questionable? I had never seen. I'm not saying Luis Ortiz probably got the best chin in the fucking world, but we ain't seen it yet. And for that reason, you guys, I'm gonna slightly favor Deontay Wilder, y'all. Probably by late round stoppage. Another thing is probably late round stoppage, because one thing about Deontay Wilder, he carries that power late, as you guys can see with Spilka. Bermain Stabern, Areola. So that means you're gonna deal with that bomb for 12 rounds. I'm rolling with Deontay Wilder. Anybody want to bet me on this? Let me know. But I'm rolling with Deontay Wilder in a close fight. I can see another Gerald Washington type fight. Deontay Wilder might just get outboxed until he gets stopped. All right, you guys. I thoroughly broke this shit down. Wilder by 10th round stoppage, late stoppage. All right, go.